We are back with Act Natural with John and Courtney. How are you, John?
I'm doing so good. We got our new video set up. I'm so excited.
I'm equally as excited / 90% nervous.
That's okay. Today is a big topic today because we are talking about small town politics. Politics is difficult to talk about, let alone small town politics with starting a business. So I'm excited about this. Can you define what small town politics is?
I was trying to think about a definition for small town politics, but I think the behind the scenes goings on.
The behind the scenes goings on
Yes.
is what small town politics is.
What's going on behind the scenes? That small town politics. I don't mean this in a condescending way, but I honestly think about middle school student council.
Okay.
Not even high school student council. I think about middle school student council where it's like, so-and-so said they're going to vote for you, but only if you give part of your...
Hall pass?
Not even a hall pass. Like, only if you pass the ball to them at this game, like every chance you get. And it's like, what? And like for basketball season or whatever it is. This sounds so stupid.
No, it is stupid.
Sometimes there's some really stupid, petty stuff that goes on in small town politics in every single small town.
Yeah.
Promise. And it reminds me of
middle
school in Crossville, Tennessee. What up?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been difficult to deal with a lot of these small town politics, being a new business, being a transplant inside of our local area. We live in Martin, Tennessee. A lot of our businesses are based inside of West Tennessee, specifically inside the city of Martin. And we've had a lot that we've had to deal with. One, just starting a service-based business. I guess all businesses are service-based in a sense, but in the restaurant world, giving a product consistently every single day, dealing with the public, having that honor of being able to serve the general public, but also dealing with other people that are inside of the service industry, not knowing what your motive is, could being concerned that you're going to take business away from someone else, having an attitude of, I don't know about these guys. I don't know who they are.
A lot of it is a reaction, and I almost want to define reaction versus a response, So a lot of the time you'll see businesses, and we'll get more into this, in a little bit, but you'll see businesses acting out of like a fear of something's going to cut into their own sales. So I'm going to react instead of let me take in the information, let me take in the circumstance, and then let me come up with a polished response to you. Instead, a lot of the times you'll see a quick acting out. Reaction.
Yeah, absolutely. And being a small business, and if you're trying to start a small business in a small town, you need to be ready for a lot of different reactions. And reactions from these types of politics inside of maybe the local MBA. Martin Business Association is ours. So maybe like a local business association, the chamber is a big deal. Joining the chamber is a big deal to the consumers. And I think for so long, I really confused and I guess confused in the way of merging the reaction instead of a response. And then I didn't know that there was different types of groups. So I thought that the reaction that we were getting from, say, more the political side of the organizational structure behind the city. So that reaction that I got, I thought that's what the people actually were feeling.
People in the city have different motives. The people in the city want different things.
Yeah.
Your city citizens are going to want
more value.
Value.
They want more shops. They want more things to do.
Cute town. They want cute things to happen in the cute town. They want to go to the shop and they want to have a big variety. They want small town events, and they want to create a home for themselves. And they want to invite other people to that town and say, "I love Martin." Every time you talk to someone from Martin, it's always, how long have you been here, kind of thing, and a pride in that, and just an excitement. Ownership of this is my small town, we grow with it, whereas
well, think about the individual person. Like, it is more valuable to live in a small town that has 2 coffee shops, 3 coffee shops, 4 coffee shops. There's more for those people to do. There's more for those people to do if there's like 5 bars if there's multiple places to go out to eat.
5 bars.
How dare you have 5 bars in this small little town, right? There's just a big deal. Like, people want more to do. But so from that perspective, you know that if you're starting a small business in a small town, you know that the people want more to do. But here's the caveat. Here's the big catch.
Here's the catch.
If you come into a small town and wage war on the people who have already been there, you are giving them less value. They want more options, but they don't want an option that is greater than the other. If your option threatens other options from being in business, then that's when it becomes kind of tricky.
And that's what's really great about the people. I think that the people just want more altogether.
Yes.
Whereas sometimes some of the people
who own businesses.
Yeah, or like your city officials maybe.
Yeah.
When you look into that middle school structure,
Yeah.
there are motives, right? And so people say, well, we don't want to have this business here if it means it's going to take away from this business.
And let me
which
say,
has been here
and
for X many
you
years,
can understand that.
and this family
Yeah.
owns it, and there's a history because this family has,
This,
money or
this,
whatever,
and they've donated to
and
these
they've been,
campaigns.
pouring in, and they're a huge contributor to this park. Or I'm just making stuff up, but there are different motives behind the scenes that the citizens of Martin don't even know about, because the citizens of Martin just want more. They just want a fun little town.
Well, let me tell you that I was really encouraged.
And there's other motives.
Yeah, like with the advancement of like social media and how all businesses are now like required to be on social media, the power is inside of grabbing attention. And you no longer have to go and kiss the ring of those of the elders before you. And in business, before social media, you very much had to get approval to be in the town. You had to get approval from the other businesses if you were new. And if you didn't, then no one would support you. But now where people are able to get value from going directly to the audience, like directly to the population,
Right.
there's been a switch inside of, I don't like calling it power, but there's been a switch inside of the attention. Now people can go direct to the source.
This is all about attention. This whole conversation.
And losing attention. Like, I feel
Yes.
like there's been a big fear, even for us to be inside of this space and inside of this area. We lived in Martin for a little while, though. I mean, it's been 6 years.
Okay, I've been here since 2011.
Yeah, no, we're not born here. And a lot of people have said, oh, yeah, hey, don't do anything because you're not born here. I said, well, things have really changed. Like, going straight to the people and giving them value. People are loyal to the value they are given. They're loyal to nothing else. And it should be that way. That's the market, right? So if you come in and give extraordinary value or just greater value, then the people will respond to that. It's no longer these weird relational ties to this person supports this person, so then I'm going to support them because it's in the best interest of me. They don't care anymore because they're already getting that value. And that's a big deal, being like starting a business in a small town and realizing that there is going to be some backlash between the elders of the town and from people that are concerned that you're going to encroach on other people's businesses, rustling some feathers, ruffle those feathers. But there has to be a clean motive. If you're going to serve people,
has to be giving value to the people. It has to be pure white giving. Did I say motive? Giving value? What did I say? Your motive has to be giving value to the people. It has to be a clear, just clean, no other kind of agenda going on. I want to do the best. I want to offer this in the menu, or I'm going to offer this to my service, and I'm going to give this to my service, and I'm going to donate this. There are so many people who are just, anytime there's a fundraiser, they're like, yep, I'm going to give to that. Like, I think that
community-minded people.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a business, you must be community-minded because you're serving the freaking community. So in contrast with this, like growing up, I used to play baseball, and I never did anything really good, but I really love the competitiveness of it.
Okay.
And getting into it. At age, I think I already talked about this, but it was early, like at age 12, 13, I was working at my dad's barbecue pit that we had in Chester County. I was working very, very hard at a very young age all the time. And I made a decision to leave behind baseball, leave behind all of that, the sports life, and to commit myself to work. And I was a young teenager, and I didn't stop working for, even past when I met you. We finally have been slowing down a little bit when Henry was born. But I worked most of my life, and I've always kind of missed that just natural competitive like situation, like having the table set in a way to just compete, you know? In like business, I found myself like trying to start little businesses just to play ball. Like I love competition, and it's not to beat up someone. It's not to like, I'm number one. It's the game of it.
Okay.
You know, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to.
I understand what you're saying. That's not the best motive. Like if we go
It's
back
not.
to what is the best motive for the people, it's not I want to play ball.
I know, and I'm just trying to be honest.
Well,
Like
I love that.
like I'm just trying to be really real right now
In
because
the past, this has been a motive, and it's not necessarily the best one.
yeah, I mean, I don't think that it's wrong for a small business primarily to be motivated by wanting to give value.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to be in business, there's going to be a natural type of competition that you're going to want.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I feel like that is best to create more value for people. If you're going to have, so there's a lot of great coffee shops out there, and we follow a lot that are in Memphis. We really love French Truck. We really love Onyx Coffee Lab in Arkansas, La Colombe, really big in Philadelphia, all over the place. You know, we follow them, right? Well, if that coffee shop moved into Martin,
Oh my goodness.
oh my goodness, right? Now, I'm constantly comparing myself to them. I'm constantly evaluating, like, what if we were next door? What if we jumped to Memphis? You know, what if we go to Arkansas? What if we go to Louisiana and we start a coffee shop and we're right next door? What value do they give that I don't?
Okay.
And so then I have this list, right? Okay, well, they give this, they give this, they give this. Can I do that? Can I be better? Does this align with my mission to give more value in this way? And what that does is it creates more value for the consumer. So now the city of Martin, the people of Martin are getting this amazing 100-year-old renovated coffee shop with a brand new like Slayer espresso machine. This huge $20,000 investment for this machine. They're getting crafted signature drinks. Why? Because I want to compete. I want to be the best. And my motive is to serve, but there's a competitive side of that that's very healthy.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Inside of doing that.
I get it. And I think as long as your compass is, it's you have to calibrate that compass. Is your compass to serve the people?
Right. I think you're so right.
Is your compass, is that your spine of your story, that you want them to have a better experience and that you want to have a better environment to make those memories? And if that's the case, then you can compare yourself to, you know,
Whoever, man.
whoever you want. I love La Colombe as an example because they're part of that third way of coffee,
Yeah.
you know, which is amazing. But if you want to go back to just the Green Giant and
No.
use that as your competition, well, the sky's the limit.
Right. Well, I think that that's healthy. I think that is necessary. I feel like that can really lead us towards going toward like inside the right direction instead of being in a small town. It's very hard to have a natural competitiveness about you and then to not give a reaction. You were talking about a reaction to a small business coming into a small town, not really a response because it's immediate. You don't even think before you do it.
It's impulsive.
Yeah, well, being a small business owner is impulsive sometimes. And I feel like having that natural compass that you're talking about, if you are to start a business in any area, specifically an area that is filled with small town politics, where you see these same people every single day, you really have to be careful and guide yourself every day. And that, I mean, that's been hard for me sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I want to be the best so desperately. I just want that. I want that. I think about it every single day, and it drives me to creating more of a menu, to giving more to customers and doing that, because the way to becoming number one, the way to becoming that is a natural like discipline for me, right? It's not to say that I'm number one. I don't want validation. What I really want is to say, hey, I have committed. I have had enough discipline. I have trained enough staff to be able to do this, and people are responding in that way. But I don't know. I think it's a hard thing that I continue to struggle with, like that compass of, hey, you know, our motivation is customers right now.
Right.
So a big test, and we've talked about this a little bit before in one of our other podcasts, a reaction versus a response. So another business that opened up in our small downtown, which is great, on Lindell, called Life is What You Bake It. And they're a bakery from, where are they from? Gleason, I think?
Weekly County.
they're around this area. They moved into our downtown on Lindell Street. We have a bakery called Lindell Street Bakery. They moved in. My initial response was
Reaction?
sorry. My initial reaction was, okay, we gotta do this. We gotta move here. We gotta do this marketing plan. And then we took some time, and you helped me with this. So he's like, this is awesome. Like, let's think about Martin for a second. Okay. Let's think about all the new businesses that have moved in to Martin, Tennessee. Let's think about the Oyster Bar that just moved in. Let's think about the Hawk's Nest that just moved in. Let's think about Burke's that is coming down the street that just moved in. Let's think about Life's What You Bake It. Let's think about there's another cupcake place that's opening up somewhere else that's around this little immediate area.
Okay.
The people are getting so much more value because there's more options. And what does that do? That pushes Lindell Street Bakery, our bakery, to perform better, to have a better menu, to go more, right?
I'm going to interrupt and say, anytime that you have another business come to the downtown, it is an opportunity to bring a new audience or the same audience, whatever, to bring people down there. And while they're down there, they're going to have value, and they're going to go and they're going to check out other shops.
They're getting used to coming to the downtown to get what they're looking for.
I was saying earlier, I'm so excited about the Oyster Bar opening, the Blue Oak Oyster Bar opening on the corner. And I was asking John the other day, I was like, do you think that's going to bring more business to the Opera House and bring more business to A.B. Cheatham's? And you're like, yeah, absolutely. Because they're getting in the habit of, let me come downtown, let me check out this new place.
Right.
Oh, while I'm down here, let me walk around. Ooh, I love this vibe. Oh, hey, what's that shop? Oh, that's A.B. Cheatham's.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to check that out next time. And it's a great opportunity just to get that
foot traffic, man.
foot traffic.
Like, that's a big deal.
Vibe
Like,
that everyone wants. Everyone wants to live in a cute small town.
and what I've been, so we know this. Like, we know this. Like, and it's been so much a part of like our business decisions and like how we tried to market and what value that we have tried to give. But it's very frustrating that what we realize and what the fact is that more business brings more foot traffic is sometimes not realized inside of the city officials and the people who are trying to get more businesses in, because coalitions form, right? Businesses get together that sometimes are not motivated by the community, and then that becomes policy and discouragement for other businesses to come in, and that's hard when you have all these people.
It's the fear of someone else's sales.
Let's let the market decide that. Right? Why should there be a lack of people coming in that hinders more value being given? See, the public should be able to decide that. And what I love about social is that you're able to go directly to the public. How's the sidetrack? But it's frustrating, Courtney. It's been frustrating for us to know that this coffee shop has brought it's 120, 240 people walking in our shop a day.
A day.
And
we
that,
don't have drive-through.
listen,
That means that is in the door.
That's in the door. They're parking downtown. They're coming into our shop, and then they're walking.
Yes.
So all the businesses that are next to us, all the service businesses, are getting more foot traffic
Exposure.
because of our shop. That's a reality. That's a fact, right? Well, why then are those businesses, some of them, kind of shady towards us, kind of petty towards us? That kind of sucks.
Well, it's a misunderstanding.
Well, I don't understand how to convince. And I think to relate it back to other people who are wanting to start businesses in small towns, you got to realize that, you're not there to, you cannot let pettiness, and you cannot let the lack of other businesses supporting, or the lack of the organizational structure of a chamber or your peers inside of business, their motives are a little bit different. Their motives might be, I must convert that customer to money. I must, right? Well, if they're only thinking about money and not the value to the customer, then they're not going to support any new business at all, because the motivation is money. Our motivation has always been not even money. Like, one, we want to serve Martin. But listen, I'll be honest. My greater goal in all of this is to build libraries in Nepal. My greater goal is in Nepal. Like, my family are missionaries over there. I spent a couple of years over there traveling. My heart, my whole motivation is Nepal, okay? I love my town. And I am motivated by it. But I'm trying to do some long-term impact there, because they don't have opportunity. A lot of the kids that we're helping don't have opportunity of a better life unless someone steps in and offers them access inside of education, specifically inside of literacy. So that's where my head's at, man. I don't want to be bothered, but sometimes I get caught up inside of these little, I don't know what you call it, scats, like these little battles almost. Little scats. And it just, I'll get caught up in it, and then my competitive side will take control, and then I'll find myself like kind of in this weird mindset.
Yeah.
And then and there goes a week.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, then it just hits me like a ton of bricks. It's like, what the crap am I doing right now?
Why am I getting caught up in this?
Why-
It's not about
it's
getting
so
caught
much-
up in this.
Yeah, number one, I shouldn't get caught up in this because people deserve more value in my community. Number two, my motive's not money, so what's the big deal? Right? And if I can keep on recalibrating my compass towards that, I've always found that I've been a lot more like happier. And then the business has done a lot better. People are kind of strange sometimes, you know? As a community, I believe it's very socialistic in a way. You know, they want everyone to get along. The community wants everyone to get along.
Yes.
They want a really big hug around everybody.
This is
And
why
they-
I relate.
This is why you relate. And Courtney, I see that.
I relate to the public.
But we can end this point and move on to the next. But sometimes I struggle with, that more of a socialistic type of view to businesses getting along with one another to provide more value, and Mr. Capitalism, that it is, I'm number one and I'm on top. But a rising tide floats all boats, right? I know it's so generic to say that.
Yeah, no, it's better to support your fellow man.
Yeah, I mean, more competition gives more value to people.
It does.
Let's talk about burning bridges.
Burning bridges.
What do you think about that?
Okay, so I could think about burning bridges in a couple of ways. One way is a reaction out of fear. We kind of already touched on it. Maybe there has been a scat and you thought, okay, I don't need you. I don't need anyone. I don't need you. I swear when I'm 18, I'm out of here. No.
When you feel betrayed by the people who you're trying to serve, you can definitely burn some bridges. When you feel betrayed by people who are supposed to be in alliance with you, you can definitely burn some bridges. And that is very hard to really say, I've been wronged. I don't feel like this is a fair system. I don't feel like I'm being treated right. But you know what? I'm going to see you every single day because we live in a small town.
Yes.
I'm gonna honestly
run
mend
into
this.
each other at Walmart 4 times.
Yeah, I don't have any angst against anyone.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been done quite wrong inside of this system.
You
Okay,
have been done wrong.
I've been done wrong. I've been treated wrongly. But guess what? Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, my mind's on giving more value to people inside this community and for building libraries in Nepal. So why be hung up on it, right? That being said, I think you should learn and know who's around you and know when to step up for yourself.
That is very important. If you see, oh my goodness, I don't want to get too ugly. Look at us, we're just Martin folk. Okay, I don't want to get too prickly or too ugly or anything, but if you have constantly had an interaction with someone who has made it clear that they are not your friend,
Yeah.
and they do not want you to succeed, and they have possibly said things about you
Yeah.
to other people so that you won't go there, or trying to shine a light on your imperfections instead of your successes.
Just close
like,
that door.
Well, maybe I'm just not gonna.
Restrict myself.
But maybe I'm not gonna knock on your door. Maybe I'm not gonna seek you out for help next time. And maybe I'm just gonna kind of remove that from my life because you've got to have some common sense. And not everyone is there to help you and to rise your boat.
Yeah.
Not everyone is there to let everyone succeed. And some people want us to go, and some people want us to fail, and they want to show that we were too young and we couldn't make it.
Yeah.
And let's watch them fail so that it shows how right we were and how wrong they were. And
When you reach any sort of level of success, it will make a lot of people upset, and it will drive them mad because they're not able to generate that for themselves.
it's just, I'm not saying burn that bridge. I'm just saying
Don't go down that road.
Don't go
Don't
down-
cross that bridge
don't
anymore.
cross
There you
that
go.
bridge. I love these metaphors.
I do too, because it's important to know and not be naive. If someone's going to stab you in the
Yeah.
back, if
Stand
someone's
up for
going to,
yourself. God, so many metaphors. stabbing in back. Sorry.
God.
Don't go down that bridge.
Yeah.
Stand up for yourself.
But be cordial. Like, understand that this person is against you. Understand that this group of people does not need to be messed with.
Oh, it's one of those things where you have to smile through it no matter what. And that's not being fake. That's
the
just
big
not
Southern
being,
thing. Oh, bless your heart.
No, I'm not. No one says that anymore.
Yes, they do.
Okay, but
where are you
like-
living at?
Okay, what I'm
Bless
trying
your
to say.
heart. You don't think people say that no more?
What I'm trying to say is, if you see someone at an event,
Yeah.
say hi to them. Don't like give them shade
And
and
go to the
eyes.
events.
Go-
Do not cut yourself off. Join. Listen, right now, I went through a little phase. I was like, I'm not going to be around anything. I'm not going to join anything. I'm going to join every single social group. I might run for mayor one day.